help is now on the way as western New York still recovers from that November storm. President Obama declared a major disaster in several counties today. This will clear the way to send federal money to areas hit hard by the snow and the flooding. Governor Cuomo says the storm could cost more than $49 million. News 4's George Rickert is here to tell us how that money will be used. George?
Well, Don, they won't get every penny back, but this is especially good news for the towns that were hardest hit, which had to dip into their reserves to pay those storm bills, but eventually will get a lot of it back from Washington. From the plows to the trucks and the hundreds of hours their drivers worked, to the police overtime and everything else that went into fighting the November storm, Western New York municipalities spent about $49 million. Now the federal government will probably pay them back about 3/4 of that.
But anything's better than nothing.
Erie County Executive Mark Polenkars doesn't expect to see any of the money until at least the summer.
FEMA was in town about a week and a half ago. We'll be dealing with them for the upcoming weeks and probably months as we go through and they review all of the invoices that we submit to them to show that we incurred costs. It takes time.
We understood that we had a very good chance of this, but there's also the recognition that, it's a very technical process, and that's why throughout the storm, the county executive, the governor, and others encourage people to save receipts for all of the expenses.
Individual home and business owners will not get reimbursed by FEMA, but they could be eligible for government loans to repair damage. The disaster declaration is for what the government spent on cleanup and damage. Erie County spent about $8 million. West Seneca spent close to $5 million. Hamburg and Cheektowaga each spent over $2 million. When a big area suffers a storm this big, FEMA typically picks up about 75% of those costs.
It will likely break down that way, but each individual situation will be a little bit different.
The president's disaster declaration includes Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Genesee, and Wyoming counties, but the bulk of this money will go toward the hardest hit areas of Erie County.